Hi guys, welcome to Dino's World. Welcome to my first ride review of the all new 2021 Ninja 300. You guys kept requesting for this review, so finally the wait is over. Today I give you a quick overview and my detailed first ride impression as to what makes the Ninja still one of the best in its class. So without further ado, let's get started with this review. So this, my friend, is the Kawasaki Ninja 300, the KRT edition, or actually it's called the lime green color, but I like to call it the KRT because you can see the full form of KRT being embossed here, Kawasaki Racing Team, and this is the same color scheme that we get for the ZX10R as well. So it looks absolutely stunning, kind of reminds you of the previous gen ZX6R. So let me just quickly stop the key here, and highlights, nothing much changes here honestly, except for their new decals, and the power remains the same, 39 PS, the torque is 26 Newton meters, get the same tried and tested 296 cc parallel twin motor with DOC layout, liquid cooled, fuel injected, and one of the best champion engines in the 300cc class. The only gripe I have to begin with, no LED headlamps as of yet. We are in 2021. I really hope they swap these bulbs with LED headlamps such that we get good consistent light throw without putting too much load on the battery, without spoiling the design. I love this design. I hope they retain this for long, and the graphics you can see, and the puja has been done for this bike, so we haven't cleaned it. It's absolutely brand new, just arrived a couple of days back. So the great news for all the Hyderabadi riders or bikers who've been waiting for Ninja 300 test ride, this is the official demo bike that you can book your demo or test ride right away from Kawasaki Hyderabad by calling the number mentioned in the description portion below. Now overall design is perfectly cohesive, beautifully designed, timeless kind of design, and kind of form factor that still wows you each time you look at it. You can see the ducts here, the kind of gills, air ducts here that kind of tend to blow the hot air away from the rider's legs. And the build quality, you get aluminum foot pegs for rider as well as the pillion, and you have a spacious seat for the rider to move around, easily accessible pillion seat, and you do get a very ugly looking grab bar. We've just done away with that, but you can actually use this. You have integrated grab rails here given for the bike, pedal disc up front and a pedal disc at the back. We do get dual channel ABS as standard. Now the brake calipers read as endurance, but they do a decent job, offer decent stopping power. Here you have the mention of dual channel ABS. The suspension, we get 37mm telescopic forks. We have these kind of a fork protection offered to prevent dust from accumulating in there, and that's a good touch. You have these kind of Y shaped alloy wheels that look cool. The exhaust design remains the same. It's absolutely super refined. I've already ridden it. I'm doing the walk around later. You have a massive class leading 17-liter tank, and you couple the mileage with that, it offers supreme tank range. There's no official mileage claim as such, but you can expect around 25 to 28 depending upon your riding style. Overall, you can see the fit and finish is really good. The aluminum foot pegs and the lever for the brake, I wish they had offered adjustable levers. That is one gripe I have, and a few touches here for the switches. You can see this, I think, is new. It wasn't there earlier. It looks good. And this is the speedo console. The same old classic speedo console offers all the relevant info: tacho in analog, speedo in digital, odometer, fuel gauge, time, and other relevant information. I really wish they added a gear position indicator in there, or they could have swapped it with the digital display from the 650s, which have been updated across the product portfolio. And overall, this is a quick overview about the Ninja 300. You can see some good touches here, the fit and finish here, all aluminum parts, and the pistons get hard alumite coating for better durability. The cylinder gets an open deck design for better heat dissipation. Also, the sleeveless aluminum die-cast cylinder with plated bores is a concept derived straight from their 10R and 6R machines, so that offers superb performance. And overall, this was a quick kind of a overview of what the Ninja 300 is all about. But more than that, you need to ride it and see as to how it feels to ride. Price is 3.18 lakhs ex showroom, and to get the on-road price, you can call the number mentioned in the description portion below. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and take a look at my first ride reaction. Okay guys, so now that I've given you a quick overview about the all new 2021 Ninja 300, let's take the bike out for a ride and let's see how the ride feel is like post the 2021 update and being resurrected back to life. Holy shit, this thing is fast and refined. The Ninja Assassin is back, is what I can say, in all its matchless glory. And in this KRT paint scheme, looks, I mean, deadlier than ever before. It looks absolutely gorgeous. The refinement, holy mother of high school, the refinement is so sweet. The parallel twin refined to the max, and the DOHC setup gives ample amount of acceleration, in-gear acceleration across the rev band. This comes courtesy of the dual throttle valve tech that we see on their higher capacity motorcycles as well. Apart from that, everything, even the engine components, everything have been fine-tuned, and overall the result is the pinnacle of refinement, so sweetly refined. And at this price point, you can't expect anything else better than this. So it's absolutely super comfortable, super versatile. And let's just slow down here to reduce the wind noise or the wind blast. Yeah, nice overcast conditions. It's been raining absolutely crazy over the last few days here, and the roads have been flooded. So what I'd like to say is the Ninja 300 has always been a legend. It's been around for nearly a decade or so, and it still is the class leader, you can say, in terms of refinement, in terms of stability. Even at around 178 or close to 180, it could have touched 180. I just let the throttle down. But this is the BS6 model, believe it or not, and it does this is a brand new bike, and we are touching almost 180. So imagine once the engine breaks in and settles down, it's gonna go absolutely wild. So that is what makes this an absolute firecracker of a deal, a proper tried and tested parallel twin right from Japan. And these guys know how to win our hearts when it comes to sport bikes. The 300 has been kind of reigning in the quarter liter segment until we've seen a bit of 400s and stuff. But still, when you look at the quarter liter 250cc to 300cc segment, the Ninja 300 comes across as an absolute champion machine, be it reliability, durability. The design is absolutely timeless and ageless. I still absolutely love this design. I don't want it to change. All they can do is maybe add LED lights or LED bulbs to the same design. Please don't give it the Ninja 400 design, because it kind of reminds us of the previous gen ZX6R, which was absolutely flawless in terms of design. And then of course the seating posture is so flexible. Now I'm sitting upright and ambling around or simply cruising around without putting too much pressure on my wrists or palms. So that's because it has a sport tourer kind of seating ergonomics. The foot pegs are slightly rear set for the corner junkies, of course, because they want it to be just as much as corner friendly or track friendly as much as it is touring friendly, or kind of being a daily driver or daily rider kind of a machine. So that is what makes this an absolute firecracker. You can use it for day-to-day commutes, for your office commutes. You can go touring on this 17-liter tank in this 300cc class. When was the last time you heard that? 17 liters, and the mileage is close to 25 to 28 as per user feedback if you ride it sensibly. And that transforms into huge tank range when you're when it comes to street touring or highway touring. And then of course take it to a track and put your knee down. The bike absolutely comes alive thanks to the beautifully oriented chassis and the swing arm. You can cut through corners with consummate ease, and that is what makes this an absolute legendary bike that kind of continues to live on and continues to make a statement and continues to be the benchmark in the 300cc class. No doubt we have wonderful machines now coming out with better specs or better features or on the paper, or maybe better equipment, but still as an all-round equipment you get 37mm forks, you get 290mm pedal disc up front, which offers good stopping power. The tires hold up well in supporting the kind of speeds that this bike has on offer. Of course, better rubber will complement the bike even better, that you can always swap. And apart from that, the windscreen is also well laid out to shield you from wind blast just as you tuck behind it while tackling the straight lines across the highway. One thing, maybe they can update the speedo console. I have no complaint about the tachometer being analog. I love the rev needle climb but just add a gear position indicator in there just to make it as comprehensive or just to make it up to date. You have an eco riding mode, so the eco riding mode kind of, you can see when you're not giving too much of an accelerator, the eco mode lights up. So long as you're riding in the eco mode, your fuel efficiency, I just hope you can see it, the eco symbol comes up. So the throttle inputs are very mild just to keep you moving. I wouldn't suggest you ride in the eco mode unless and until you want to check the mileage of this bike, but that's how it is. You can see the eco symbol, but once you give the throttle, the eco symbol goes off. So again, very little throttle input, and the eco symbol is on to maximize mileage. So that's how it is, so flexible and versatile in every which way you can think of. And the seating comfort is really good. I have adequate space to move back and forth, so that is another major plus. And even the way it handles, you can turn around easily on the Ninja 300 effortlessly. The seat height is very friendly for average height riders. It's not too tall to intimidate you, so that is what makes it an absolute immortal legend. Overall, I feel this continues to steal my heart and continues to be kind of a safe bet that comes across when you want to, you know, put your hard-earned money or invest your hard-earned money in something that you don't want to take chances on. Then the Ninja 300 comes across as the safest option that you can buy. Everything put together, be it for day-to-day commutes, be it for touring, or be it for track day fun. It's like you choose something, it kind of does it effortlessly and in grand style, and that's what defines the Ninja 300. It is the Ninja Assassin that kind of decimates and annihilates its competition in the most stealthy manner, right, without even noticing it. And that's what the Ninja clan does. Just goes about clearing up the path without much of a fuss, and doing it in the most stealthy manner. So the Ninja 300, absolute winner on my as per my review goes, or my impression goes. It is undoubtedly and undeniably the best choice that money can buy you in the 300cc class. So as usual, I'll leave you guys with the exhaust note. That's pretty much it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until then, take care, God bless, and ride safe.